Hi everyone and welcome to MathSux. This video is going to help you pass the Algebra Common Core Regents. So we're doing this one question at a time. Here's question 17. Eric deposits $500 in a bank account that pays 3.5% interest, compounded yearly. Which type of function should he use to determine how much money he will have in the account at the end of 10 years? So whenever we're dealing with questions that involve money and it's compounded yearly, it can be compounded quarterly, however many times it's compounded, it's always going to be exponential. So whenever we're dealing with this, it's always growing at an exponential rate. And you could even test this out by making a function and plugging it in using the formula a equals p times 1 plus r over n to the nt. Just a little reminder about what this formula says. P is always the principal, so R is the interest rate, N is the number of times it's compounded, and then T is number of years. So just whenever you see money like this, you know that it's going to be involving this formula and going to be exponential. Question number 18. Given the sequence 4, 7, 10, 13, when using the arithmetic sequence formula a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d to determine the 10th term, which variable would be replaced with the number 3? So this is kind of a weird question because they're not asking you to actually find the term value or even use the formula. They wanted to see if you understand what this formula even means. So let's identify what each part means. So a sub 1, that's always the first term. It's always the first term. N is the term number you're trying to find. And then D is always the common difference. So the common difference is always that number that you're adding or subtracting to each number in the sequence. So in this case, that number is 3, right? Because 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, and then 10 plus 3 is 13. So the common difference here is 3. So the term number we'd be trying to find is 10. So we know that this is 10. And then the first term is always the first term of the sequence, which is 4. It's right here. So when it says which variable would be replaced with the number 3, we see that it would be the common difference, right? Because this is where 3 is. So we know that 3 is equal to D, right? The common difference. So choice 4 is our answer. So it's a really weird question. They're testing your knowledge of filling out this formula and knowing what each thing represents. So if you actually wanted to find the 10th term of the sequence, it would look something like this. And if you plug this into your calculator, this would give you the 10th term of the sequence. But they don't care about that, so we move along. Question number 19. Below are two representations of data. So we have A, and then we have all these numbers, 2, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have B, we have a box plot here. And then they want to know which statement about A and B is true. So notice they compare their medians. Median of A is greater than median of B. And then they have the range of A is less than range of B. And then it has the upper quartiles and the lower quartiles. And we're comparing each of these things. So that means we're going to have to find each of these things for both. So let's find the median. So let's make a little chart here. We want the median, the range, the upper quartile, and the lower quartile. And we want this for A and B, and then we're going to compare them. So the median, remember, always means the middle. So we want the middle number of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're just going to cross off. I don't want to cross them off with this pen because we might not see the number after. So we want to get that middle number. 3, 4, 4. So notice our median right here is 6 for A. Our median for B. Remember what each of this part of this box plot stands for. I have a video on box plots in depth if you want to review these, but we're just gonna do this quickly here. So the median is always the second quartile, which you see lines up with 6. So right here is the median. So we see that these are actually equal to each other, right? So we know that this isn't our answer because they're equal. Now let's look at the range. The range is always the highest number minus the lowest number. So for A, that's 9 minus 2. The numbers are already in order here, which is nice, which it gives us 7. And then right here, this is the max, and this is the min. And to find the range, we're just going to take 10 minus 4, which will give us 6. So you can see the range of A is greater than the range of B. So this is also wrong. And now for the upper quartiles. So upper quartiles. So that's like finding the median of the top half of the data. So upper quartile for A, we just take the top numbers up here and find the middle. So here we have an even number of numbers. So we're going to just take 7, then we're going to find the median between the two numbers here. So we take the median of 7 and 8. So that would you could just do 7 plus 8 divided by 2, or you could just realize that it's 7.5. And now we're going to take the upper quartile of B, and that's easier to find for a box plot. That's just right here. Quartile 3 is 9. So 7.5 is less than 9. So that looks like it's our answer. Yeah. So that's our answer. Choice 3 is correct. On to question 20. Which system has the same solutions as the system below? So this is one of those annoying questions where we're going to have to do a lot of math to figure out which solution matches the solution found up here. So we're going to have to do this one step at a time. So first we're going to do that by finding what the solution is up here. So let's look at that. So we have x plus 3y equals 10, and then negative 2x minus 2y equals 4. So notice we multiply this whole top first equation by 2 and then distribute it. We can easily cancel out these two equations. And I have a whole video on simultaneous equations and how to solve them 3 different ways, on how to think about it if you want to check that out. So first let's just distribute this. So then we can use this. We're going to be using elimination here. So when we do that, we're going to get 2x plus 6y equals 20. And then down here, this is going to stay the same. This will be negative 2x minus 2y equals 4. And we're just going to add these together. These cancel out, which is what our goal was. That's why we even used this 2 in the first place. And then we have 6 minus 2, which gives us 4y equals 24, just adding these together. Now we can get this y alone, dividing by 4 on each side, and we get y equals 6. So here we have y equals 6. I'm just writing the answers on here for preparing for when we start looking ahead. And now we need to find the other variable, x. So let's take one of our equations. Let's take that first one, x plus 3y. So I'm just taking this, but now instead of y, I'm going to be writing 6, which is just what we just found. And 6 times 3 is 18, so we have x plus 18 equals 10, minus 18 on both sides, and we get x is equal to minus 8. So we have y equals 6 and x equals minus 8. So now we can, now that we know minus 8. So now that we know the solutions for this equation, we can look for that as we move forward. So let's take this first answer choice here and see what we get. So we're going to do the same thing. Notice we can multiply this whole top equation by 2, and then these these x variables are going to cancel out. So when we do that, we get negative 2x plus 2y equals 12. And then on the bottom, this just stays the same, 2x plus 6y equals 20. And when we add these together, this is going to cancel out. And then we're going to get 8y is equal to 32 divided by 8 on both sides. 32 divided by 8 is 4. So we know that this is not our answer because we need a y equals 6, but this has y equals 4. So let's try the next answer choice. The next potential answer choice here, we have negative x plus y equals 14, and then 2x plus 6y equals 20. So let's see what we can do here. So again, we're going to multiply this whole first top equation by 2, and then distribute it to each term. And when we do that, we get negative 2x plus 2y equals 28. And then this on the bottom here just stays the same. 2x plus 6y equals 20. Add these together. Notice these will cancel out. And then we get 8y again equals 48. And let's see what we get. 48 divided by 8. Oh, so we get y equals 6 here. So this is looking good, right? We have y equals 6, y equals 6. So let's plug in y equals 6 to the original equation and see if we get x equals minus 8. So if we have negative x plus 6 equals 14, so just plugging in 6 into here, negative x plus y equals 14. We're plugging in 6 for that y. Then subtract out 14 minus 6, we get 8. And then we can't have a negative x, right? So we're going to divide out a negative 1. So we get x totally alone, and then we get x equals negative 8. So does this match our answer? We have y equals 6 and x equals negative 8. And it does, yeah. So choice 2 is going to match what we have up here. So if you're looking for more on this test, check out the playlist in the link below. And thanks for stopping by. Happy calculating. Need more practice? Check out MathSux.org for more questions. Link below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Happy calculating!